We're now marking a full year of dealing with the pandemic, and for many, if not all of us, being really stuck and cooped up at home or inside. I believe it's time. Time to get outside and ensure you're taking care of your mental health with a little outdoor fresh air and sunshine. Now, some of you listening might already be raising roadblocks or concerns in your mind, but hear me out and stay tuned. You can disagree or post any contradictions, comments, questions after you hear my thoughts and recommendations. So stay tuned today as I share why I believe the road trip and exploring close to home is the perfect and safest solution to some mental sunshine and ending our own hibernation. When is it safe to venture outdoors and play outside? Well, it depends where you are and who you're listening to. But the quick answer is nobody knows definitively, and we're going to be dealing with some form of these community and public health regulations for a long time. This will be an individual decision for each of us, but I believe outdoor play has always been the safest option in the pandemic if you take the right and additional safety and planning steps. With modifications and more planning, I've been able to play close to home outdoors over the last few months safely. And I mean safely for me and for the community at large. And it's been a critical piece of my mental health to date. Now I have to check ahead and ensure the area I'd like to visit by car is okay with that and ensure that I'm abiding by their guidance and requests. For example, I was very fortunate and able to drive and car camp in numerous places throughout Colorado. But when I looked into visiting Moab earlier in the year, they were still considered closed and requested people to stay away, so I did. I waited, and then when they safely reopened, I was able to go visit, bike, hike, and car camp. Now, at the time of this original podcast publication, the CDC guidance is still to avoid unnecessary travel. So I agree that right now may not be the best time to fly across country, and maybe for you, maybe not drive across country until some additional progress is made. I used to travel a lot for work by plane, and I find it interesting, and personally for me, kind of a barometer of our safety, that if you can be okay in a group space on an airplane, that maybe we can be okay in group spaces other places. Now again, because I don't want my recommendations taken out of context or misunderstood, I want to reiterate that I don't advocate all forms of travel or long distance travel until you have researched, thoroughly reviewed the geographical recommendations or limitations, and planned accordingly. Because by protecting you and those around you, we will more quickly move beyond this serious public health threat and really significant life disruption. Many businesses are in trouble or dying. And so far, I've received such very positive comments and sincere over-the-top appreciation of my business. And I'm confident we can individually and as a society socially distance, wear our masks, get our immunizations, and safely reopen our businesses. So, okay, let's get into the 3 reasons why right now is the perfect time to plan, and it might also be the perfect time for you to get out on your own mini road trip. Number 1, the new normal. Traveling safely with COVID implications. It's going to continue throughout 2021, hopefully not into 2022, but it still may be some time until you feel comfortable planning a journey far from home. So maybe something closer to home. Rules may still change and differ by location, but it makes the flexible road trip an ideal structure to adopt. You can, again, social distance with masks. You can stay 6 feet apart and take other precautions personally more easily on the road. I recommend you call ahead and research those COVID restrictions or planning parameters, and then you can decide to minimize the number of people and public places you interact with. You may decide to stay at a hotel, check in and pay remotely, opening the door with your phone access key and minimizing people interactions. You may decide to bring your own food and drinks. You can car camp, RV camp, van camp, and you can limit the number of times you may be near another human being, even getting gas and paying at the pump. I've done this, bring my own food and car camp, and I believe I've encountered fewer people there compared to getting groceries at home. You have options and you can flex. And you also have the opportunity that if you encounter a travel stop you're not comfortable with, you can simply decide to move on to the next. Number 2, flexibility. You can more easily modify or cancel reservations and change your trip stops when you're driving by yourself. You can plan a 1-day beach getaway or a trail walk, a 2-night getaway, and then you may also start planning a longer self-guided multiple-day tour for when it's the right time. You can decide to stay on a rigid time schedule or decide to have a starting and stopping place each day and meander on your own. You can also start with a list of the places you want to see and the types of activities you want to experience with a sketched out itinerary or timeline, and then edit it and alter as you go along. Cancellation policies are becoming much more flexible as well, and gives you an opportunity that if things change beyond your control, again, you can flex. Maybe you find one area is more scenic than you expected, and you stop to take more photos. Maybe you find this really cool outdoor restaurant and try the best piece of cherry pie you've ever had. Maybe you make an impromptu picnic in an apple orchard. It's a key opportunity to literally live in the moment, suspend your work worries or other life hassles for just a brief moment. Number 3, the amazing USA and the many, 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 many different types of trips. There is so much to see in the continental United States, and you'd probably be able to take over 100 different road trips and still not see it all. We offer so many different activities, experiences, and adventures. Beaches, lighthouses, mountains, art galleries, zipline tours, big cities, rural farms, museums, group activities, great diners, stargazing, desert hiking, wineries, hot air balloon tours, canyons, lakes, theme parks, mountain passes, fishing holes, and way, way more. The list goes on and on and on. You can choose a theme, like seeing all the sites related to a great painter in one area, like trying to find the best live music venue, or only visiting and staying in national parks. You could highlight a specific hobby or interest, like winemaking, solving mysteries, places to fly fish, etc. You can focus on the unique, cool adventures close to home, even in or close to your own neighborhood. Don't forget, you can be a tourist in your own backyard. Ever have others visit you, or you're part of the US as a tourist, and they see cool places that you may not yet have gotten around to visiting? Have you taken that one tour that your friends all rave about? You know, there are many hidden gems you never know about until you start getting out there and check it out for yourself. If you're ready to plan, or if possibly I've even convinced you to start thinking about the dates of your road trip possibilities, you can go to my website, www.inspiringyournext.com, and get your free 20-plus page guide with much, much more details and many more recommendations to make your trip not only safe, but easier to plan and fun. We have an awesome community of doers posting their adventures, their bucket list experiences, and key recommendations for us over 50, and we'd love to have you join us. We have a collection of these adventures and experiences and a lot of how-to instructions, as well as our private Facebook group to serve as a select community concierge representative able to answer questions and hopefully get you more quickly on your way. So, where will you plan to go? Hit me up with any questions and share your photos and recommendations when you post in our Facebook group, or tag us on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, DestinationU or Inspiring Your Next. So thanks for listening. Take care of yourself and get to work planning and then going on your next adventure. It will keep you focused, happy, and most importantly, young at heart.